Hey Capricorn, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel. I'm so happy that you found me. This is your April 2017 video where I'm going to discuss the astrology and pull 4 tarot cards and a few oracle cards for you. Actually, one from each one of the decks that I have the box displayed here in front of you. Why don't you grab a piece of paper or your calendar and a pen and set a spell so we can talk about your stars, Capricorn, because there's some stuff going on. I think that there is going to be a pretty crucial period of time in communication, especially dealing with the themes of love and money. And that crucial time period will be April 9th through the 15th, because Venus, the planet of love, beauty, harmony, money, and resources, and Mercury, the planet of thought, movement, and communication, will both be in their retrograde motion. It could be that there will be miscommunication abounding as well. Would also possibly be a time of renegotiation. So, on the 2nd or 3rd of April, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got Venus in her retrograde motion tiptoeing into Pisces. This is your 3rd house, Capricorn. This is the house of communication. This is the house that's ruled by Gemini traditionally on the astrological wheel. It is the house of your short distance trips, your siblings, cousins, neighbors, and your neighborhood. It is also, like I said, your communication. This is how you speak, how you're interpreted, how you interpret others. It's also how you digest and consume information. It is your commute, your daily commute, the vehicle that you use, but also the path or the road that you take. It is your communication devices, anything you would connect to Wi-Fi on or that gets your voice or message out into the world would be covered under that as well. So, Venus going into that area could be that you are getting an opportunity to get a redo in areas of communication. Hopefully that's the case. Now on the 6th or 7th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, Saturn will be making its retrograde motion as well. Saturn is the planet that represents structure, containment. It can also be limitation. Saturn is currently in Sagittarius, and for you, Capricorn, this is your 12th house. The 12th house is traditionally ruled by Pisces, and this is the house of secrets. It's your secret enemies. It's the secrets that you keep, the secrets that you keep from yourself through repression. It's also secrets that are kept from you. This is a very karmic house. This is the house of your limitations and your self-undoing as well. I like to think of the 12th house also as the darkest, deepest, most inner recesses of like the mind, like the subconscious mind. On the 9th or 10th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got Mercury, the planet of thought, movement, and communication, going retrograde in Taurus. This is your 5th house. The 5th house is a really important house to us as individuals because it's where we have the most skin in the game. It's also the house of sparks. It's where we fall in love. It's where we make our babies. It's where we get that spark of inspiration for our creative masterpieces. The 5th house is also the house of your social life and your social circles. It is where you go to seek pleasure. It is where you go to blow off steam. It's where your fingerprints and DNA are, because that's where you do have the most skin in the game. The things that you put your energy into. Now, on the 10th or 11th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we will be experiencing a full moon at 21 degrees of Libra. This is in your 10th house, Capricorn, and this is the house that you rule. This is going to be a period of time where relationships that have been on rocky ground may be very tested, and some of them may not survive the test. There also is like this theme of seeing the light. So this full moon is illuminating issues in the 10th house. I think of the 10th house through the lens of a William Shakespeare quote. He said, "All the world is a stage," and I like to think of the 10th house as a stage that you approach the world on, and it's how the world knows you. It's through your career and your status, Mr., Mrs., doctor, lawyer, junior, parent, mother, father, auntie, uncle. You get it. Your reputation as well, how people know you. It's dealing with authority figures. That could be in your world, in your personal life, or in their field of expertise, like a professional. The 10th house is also like a very destined house. So you could be dealing with some destined communication, some destined... It could be what occurs around the full moon has a feeling of destiny or fate. Or it could, like I said, be just an illumination of issues in that 10th house, giving you an opportunity to see the light in those relationship areas. Now, on the 15th or 16th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got Venus going direct. She'll still be in Pisces, and she's got to clear her post-retrograde shadow, but we're moving towards being able to tie up the loose ends from the Venus retrograde motion. And if you are a regular viewer, you've seen me mention in the past that you should ask yourself, do I love it, do I love them, or do I love this? And then act accordingly. Once again, Venus is in that 3rd house right now, so giving you an opportunity to possibly smooth over areas in that 3rd house of communication, short distance trips, and dealing with your siblings, cousins, and neighbors. Now, on the 19th or 20th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, the Sun will be moving into Taurus. This is your 5th house. So there's going to be some energetic, solar, life force energy moving into the house of creation and the house of sparks, the house of your social life. So it may be that you are feeling more social, wanting to get out more, wanting to play with your friends more, or play with your mate. Could be if you are an artist or of the artistic inclination, then you may be feeling more crafty or just wanting to be out with your kids more. Because springtime, it's a beautiful time to be outside with your family, right? If you have them. If not, it's still a beautiful time to be outside. On the 21st or 22nd of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got Mars, the planet that represents energy, impulse, and aggression, moving into the sign of Gemini. This is for you, the 6th house. This is the house of work and health, or competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. It also deals with your day-to-day agenda, your daily grind, what you do on a daily basis that makes your life easier and more efficient. Mars moving into that 6th house could be that you just have a lot of work that is coming to you. It could be that you are aggressively seeking a new skill or a new trade, something else to put on your resume. For some of you, it may be that you start not feeling very well. It could be that your muscles are sore or tired. It could also be that some of you may be running fever. With it being Gemini, some of you may be dealing with like upper respiratory infections, because Gemini rules the lungs as well. For some of you, not all of you. For others of you, it may be that, like I said, just whatever it is that you do on the daily becomes more energetic, or you need to put more energy into that. And with Mars moving through, it will help you. Now, if you aren't feeling well, I hope you start feeling better. But if this issue is hitting you in work more, I would also suggest working out would help with the aggressiveness that you would probably be feeling, and it would be easier for you to use that energy as opposed to it using you. If you're not exerting yourself physically regularly when Mars is moving through certain houses, you can become very aggressive towards the people that you are around in close proximity. And this would be your work or your home if you're a housewife or you're a full-time student or you're retired, however it applies for you in your specific situation. Now on the 25th or 26th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we will have a new moon in Taurus. For some of you Capricorns, there will be pregnancies occurring, meaning conception occurring around this time, but you probably won't recognize it until next month. But if you are of the persuasion of wanting to have children, the new moon would be a great time for trying. If you are not of the persuasion of wanting to have children, then it would be a good time for you to just hang out with your friends. It would be a good time for you to put some energy into your crafts or your creative endeavors, the things that you do, your hobbies that you enjoy. Or it would be a good time for you to just do some sort of recommitment in your own personal relationship as well, to help grow some romance. It would be a seed that is well planted and would yield fruit in about 6 months' time. But if you're pregnant, it'll be a little bit longer than that. Anyways, Capricorn, that's what I see what's going on for you in April. I do hope it's a good month for you. What I'm going to do now is transition over to my tarot cards. I'm going to give them some good shuffles. I've shuffled them well off camera, but I always shuffle them while I am doing sort of my transitionary speech, I guess. I want to let you know that I don't expect that this reading will resonate for every Capricorn out there, and that's because you have more than just Capricorn energy in you, dear sweet water goat you. If this reading doesn't resonate, I encourage you to watch your moon and rising sign placements, because there may be more resonant messages for you there. It's not always going to be 100% for any of those signs in your chart, but you get a better idea as to what's going on. And it's not just my videos. That would be for any reader, anybody that you pay attention to astrologically. Just a pro tip. And once again, there could be some miscommunication. There could be some crucial communication going on in the areas of love and money, or your values as well. Relationships between April 9th through the 15th. So, Capricorn, I'm going to cut my tarot cards for you. Okay. The bottom card will always represent the underlying theme or overarching energy for my spreads, just depending on how you like to look at it. The top three are for clarity. Past, present, future, to the end of the month at the latest. Now I'm going to shuffle for you the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle card deck. I had several viewers reach out to me either through private message or through email asking me to bring this deck back in some of my readings. They enjoyed the messages that they got or received, better spoken, received. So I want to oblige and accommodate where I can, so I'll use them for at least one of the series that I do for the month. Just so happens to be this series. Okay, you had a card just jump out of the deck, so we're going to use that as your Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle card. Now we're going to shuffle the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. This deck is by Elena Fairchild. The artwork is by Autumn Sky Morrison. For my lovely Capricorn viewers and friends. I know many a Capricorn who has gone through some major life-changing things within the last year. Those are just the Capricorns within my own personal sphere. There's a lot of Capricorns that have already gone through some major life-changing stuff and are still recovering and recuperating and learning their new existence. You know what I just noticed? It wasn't one card. It was 2 cards that fell out. Y'all got a lanyap card. Okay, Capricorn. I adopted Louisiana as my home state a long time ago. I was born in Stuttgart, West Germany in 1980. Shout out. Anyways, but Louisiana is my adopted home state. And in Louisiana, when there's a little something extra that happens to find you, we call that lanyap. So you got an extra card. That's a lanyap card. A little something extra. That's interesting. That doesn't normally happen like that, because they jumped out of the deck together. Alright, I'm going to cut this Sacred Rebels Oracle deck for you now. You are the first sign to have received a lanyap card in a minute. I'm shuffling now for you the Crystal Mandala Oracle deck. This deck is also by Elena Fairchild. The artwork is by an artist named Jane Marin. For my lovely caps. Okay, I'm going to cut for y'all. There we go. Okay, Capricorn, what I'm going to do now is hit the pause button, flip these cards over, and I'll be right back with your story. Hang tight, y'all. I'll be right back. Hey, Capricorn, I'm back with your cards, so let's get started. Pardon me. The underlying theme or overarching energy of this spread is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is a masculine air sign energy. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius of the masculine variety. Doesn't necessarily have to be a male. Could be an assertive female. Femininity and masculinity both have spectrums. Some more feminine, some more masculine, just depending. No judgment. Not for me anyways. I see this King of Swords as an individual who is cerebral, very logical, quick-witted, likes to debate, likes to argue the points. Could be the guy that likes to one-up people as well. I say guy just because of the king representation in the cards. This guy, he's not always in his feels. He is, will be much more likely to discuss the details of the situation as opposed to the emotions. And this is someone who can be quite cutting with their words and doesn't mean to be as well. Well, I say they don't mean to be. Some do mean to be, but I like to think that they wouldn't be. But they can be cutting with their words. I feel like this King of Swords may also represent a Leo in some of your worlds, and I say that because of this first card that popped up in the spread. And the top 3 for clarity, or the card that represents the past energy for you, is the Sun card. This is a Major Arcana card, but it fell in the reverse. This is the 19th card of the Major Arcana. 1 plus 9 is 10, and that speaks to the 10th house. Capricorn, you sorry, I'm trying to lose my voice. You rule the 10th house, Capricorn. That is that house through the William Shakespeare lens of all the world is a stage. It is a stage that you approach the world on. It's how the world knows you through your career, your status, and your reputation. Also, your dealings with authorities and authority figures. It's also a very destined house. Now, you've got Jupiter transiting through the 10th house, and wherever Jupiter goes, it makes that energy bigger. It expands, it magnifies, and it amplifies whatever has already been going on. So if it's been good stuff, then you will likely be getting good vibrations. But if it's been not so good stuff, then the opposite applies as well. This Sun card is, it's making me think of a couple of different things. So it can play out in a couple of different ways for many of you. This Sun card in reverse is making me think of the lunar eclipse in Leo that we had in February. It was at the beginning of February. I'm going to have those videos up in the top, so if you want to go watch and see what houses those eclipses played out in, because it's not just the Leo eclipse I'm thinking about. There was also a solar eclipse in Pisces, which is new beginnings. And sometimes new beginnings come from chapters ending, and that might be why this this Sun card is in the reverse. So it could be either one of those eclipses, the lunar eclipse in Leo, because Leo is ruled by the sun, or the solar eclipse in Pisces, because it was a solar eclipse and it was totally eclipsed out. So new beginnings. That's one way, or two ways. Another way is just looking at the actual representation of what the sun means in an astrological chart, and that is self-expression, assertion, life force, masculine energy once again. Like I said, I feel like some of you may be dealing with the King of Swords that has some pretty strong, it's either a male for certain because of the solar male energy card right here, or this King of Swords has some strong Leo energy in him as well. When this card falls in the upright, it indicates success and fulfillment. But because it fell in the reverse, it is the indication of feeling unfulfilled or unsuccessful. Now, what's interesting is when we look at the chart placements for you, Capricorn, the sun starts out the month in your 4th house. This is a house of home and family, or your roots and foundations. It could be that you are feeling unfulfilled or unsuccessful in the area of life surrounding your home or your family, or dealing with your roots and foundations. Home is where you live and where you consider home to be. Family is who you share that home with. That can be your parents, your spouse, your partner, your children, your fur babies, house guests, housemates, roommates. It can be the structure of your home. It can be the foundation, the studs, the plumbing and electrical wiring of your home. It can be the roots of the horticulture around your home. And it can be speaking to you as an individual as well with your roots and foundations. Foundation being bones or teeth, and your roots being your religious, philosophical opinions, your tightly held religious ideologies and beliefs. So it could be that you are, like I said, are feeling unsuccessful or unfulfilled in the 4th house, or because the sun will be moving into the 5th house at April 19th or 20th. Could be that you're feeling unfulfilled or unsuccessful in the 5th house, that area of romance, social life, social seeking, the pleasure that you seek in your social circles. That's better put. It's the house of creation, it's the house of romance, and it's the house of your children as well. Once again, if it is not you personally, Capricorn, you may be dealing with someone in your home or in your family very close to you. I'm going to say possibly your partner or your spouse coming to you talking about feeling unfulfilled or unsuccessful, or it could be an argument or something to that effect that a lot of discussion is coming out. And this full moon being in Libra, Libra represents relationships and partnerships. So just breathe. Understand people are going to be wanting to do a lot of discussing of things. It may be a lot of discussion of feelings. Understand that miscommunication may be very, very high. So just, if you get in your emotions, it would be better for you to ask for a timeout than it would be for you to just throw down. You may regret saying something. Second card. represents the possible present energy. This is the Nine of Cups, and it is traditionally read as the wish fulfillment card. The 9 speaks to that 9th house on the astrological wheel. That is the house that is traditionally ruled by Sagittarius. It is the house that I like to think of as your worldview expanded through study or travel. This is the house of foreign people, foreign places, foreign things, higher education, adventures and questing. It is long distance trips. It is the study of foreign languages, religions, philosophies, astrology, legal system matters, and political system matters. The cups represent water sign energy, and that is Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. The only water we have going on right now is the fact that Venus is tiptoeing back into Pisces. This is that 3rd house of communication. Maybe that you are getting some sort of you may be getting communication that you never thought that you would get. I'll put it like that. For some of you, it may be in a dream. It may be from a loved one who has passed. It may be communication that you never saw coming out of, and it's coming out of left field. I feel like this is somehow Venus retrograde initiated or oriented because of the red hat symbology. Red representing fire signs for me. Aries rules the head, and Aries is a fire sign. So whenever I see a red hat, I indicate that immediately to strong Aries energy, or revolving around that sort of, well, that's just the symbology that I see in it. But like I said, traditionally read as a wish fulfillment card, so it could be like I indicated earlier. Communication, it could be very emotionally based, emotionally driven, emotionally felt. Communication coming to you that you never thought would be coming. It could be something that you didn't realize that you wanted to happen, but now that it has, you are happy about the situation. I could see some people, and this is for a very few, I would say, less than probably 2% of the Capricorns that watch this video it would apply to. But like your partner or your spouse or the person that you're with comes to you and is like, I don't know if I want to be in this relationship anymore. And you're kind of like, you know what, I'm with you. Or, I kind of don't want XYZ and you agree with it, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be, I don't want to be in a relationship, but it's like, the reflection that you've been given during the spring period of Venus going retrograde, giving you an opportunity to reassess your values and what you truly care about. It could be that you're like in agreement now where you may not would have been before. The 3rd card that I pulled for you is the Ace of Pentacles, and this represents the possible future for you. So, the Pentacles represent earth sign energy. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Whenever I see the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I feel as though this is a indication that you need to curb or put a stop on your spending. That there could be too much spending. Could be that there's also spending maybe being hidden in one way or another. Could feel as though, for whatever reason, your ability to access resources around you is becoming more limited and you feel more restrained in some way. You aren't dealing with any particular 2nd house energy astrologically speaking for you, but you've got Neptune in the 3rd house and you've got Pluto in the 1st house. I feel like it feels like to me that when Capricorn, if you are of the type that is unemployed, it seems like when you get money, it goes fast. Which, I mean, makes sense. But I think this card is an indicator for you to look at and to curb and stop spending. If it was like this, I would see it as money falling in, like into your lap, out of your hand, like out of the heavens into your hands. But in the reverse, I see it almost as being suppressed. I also see it as being restricted or held down. Some of you, I mean, there's a lot of 5th house energy going on. I would not go gambling this month, y'all, because 5th house is a very strong gambling house. It makes people want to get out there and gamble. I live in the northwest Louisiana portion of the state, where Shreveport-Bossier has a strong riverboat casino industry, and I know a lot of people like to go out to the riverboats and gamble. If you are one of those people that likes to do that for pleasure, I don't know if I would do that if I were you. For some of you, I see this as finding out about pregnancy and keeping it hidden. The Pentacles, Earth sign energy, so that's Taurus, Virgo, and you, Capricorn, but it's also resources, it's your health, it's your it's other things that you would expend on another living thing, situation, or cause that you care about. I don't know. I'm looking at this because I'm looking at the white detailing around it, and I don't normally see it like this. But for very few of you, I see this as almost like the... yes, it's in reverse, but it's, you know how like parents will pat the head of their child? It's almost like for some of you that have had parents that have passed within the last year, it's like they may be coming back and just kind of, it may feel like a kiss on the forehead while you're asleep or something. I'm not saying that would actually physically happen, but it will give you that feeling of they're still here, they're still looking out for me. For a couple of you, it may really feel like that. I did the tarot math for y'all. The tarot math in this spread ended up being 28. 2 plus 8 is 10, and that speaks to that 10th house. And that is where Jupiter has been transiting since September of 2016. So it's been there for a little while. Jupiter is the planet that is associated with expansion, increase, excess, achievement, but it also magnifies and amplifies whatever has been going on. That 10th house is the very same house where the full moon will be occurring. So the full moon may be a very important time. Like I said, relationships will be tested. You will be seeing the light in different areas. It's interesting that there's like light in this card. This is a yellow background, and the pentacle also is a bright point in there. So it may be that you are seeing the truth for what it is in an area of career, status, relationship, or dealing with authorities in your world. Maybe seeing the destiny of what has happened as well. So, you received 2 Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle cards. The first that fell for you, or it jumped out of the card, y'all. Leopard Skin Jasper. It is dealing with shamanic journeying, animal energy, and healing. And it can help heal and amplify the root chakra. It reads, Leopard Skin Jasper helps you to connect with animal spirit totems, practice shamanic journey work, and to adapt to new circumstances, as well as maintaining your energetic equilibrium. This card fell for you because you are managing and navigating a change in your life. Meditate with Leopard Skin Jasper to receive ancient wisdom, heal physically, and develop yourself spiritually. This card has never fallen, so that's why I was stumbling all over my words. You are managing and navigating a change in your life, Capricorn. Does that not sound about right? The second card that fell for you is the Carnelian card. It deals with courage, vitality, sexuality, and confidence. It can help heal and amplify the vibrations of the sacral chakra. It reads, Carnelian is the gem form of caffeine. It puts you into overdrive, giving you a boost that you need to get things done and to manifest your dreams, while also kicking your sexuality into high gear. This card fell for you because it's time to reignite your latent courage, your drive, and your sexuality. So meditate with Carnelian for bravery, enthusiasm, and motivation. From the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, the number 3 card, Inspiration. There are little honeybees and bumblebees flying all around her beautiful little cornucopia-looking hairstyle, her beehive, if you will. I want you to check out or look up the bee spirit animal totem symbology, because there will be some resonant messages for you there, my Capricorns. This is the 3rd card in this Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. And you've got Neptune in the 3rd house dealing with your communication. It's also blurring those lines between, well, Neptune is the planet that represents nebulousness, illusion. It can be addiction. It dissolves boundaries. It's nebulousness. It's dreamy, foggy energy. Zoe, chill. Sorry, y'all. But Neptune has been squared by Saturn all throughout of last year. So you have been dealing with a struggle between your 12th house and your 3rd house. And you may have been trying to decide which was the best way to go. And you've probably been dealing with some serious boundary issues being highlighted. That 12th house is the house of secret enemies, but it's also the house of dreams. It's the house of secrets in general. When I see this card, I think that you need your hive to run in an orderly manner. The majority of my viewers are female, so don't be disrespected, guys, but to my queen bees, you need your hive to run properly, and you need your tribe right now as well. Bees are very social creatures. You will be feeling very social this month. But bees are also able to carry their weight and then some in the situation. You maybe have been carrying more than your weight for far too long. When I see this card, I think that you need to trust in the sparks of inspiration that are finding you now, and believe that whatever it is that is coming to you is possible. This card is an oracle of confirmation that you are a powerful force of inspiration in the lives of those around you. And sweet success is coming your way if you commit to the divine inspiration that you've recently received or will soon receive. But you have to commit and follow through. Believe in yourself, baby. The 3rd oracle card set that I pulled for you was from the Crystal Mandala Oracle deck. And this is the 31st card. The Ascended Master, Mother Mary, and Celestite Unconditional Trust card. It's also a Crystal Masters 333 vibrational energy message. So that 333 vibrational energy message is one of the union of divine feminine and divine masculine, which brings forth a wholeness for divine creation. You've got a lot of 5th house energy. The union of divine masculine and feminine. If you don't want a baby, you better take care of it now, y'all. We've got a lot of things that we can use to where pregnancy won't even be an issue. I'm not going to get into what. Be a big person, do your research. Three plus one is, well, no, I'm not finished with the vibrational energy yet. The 333 also indicates that there is strong energy for learning and wisdom as well. Okay, now we can go on. 3 plus 1 is 4, and that speaks to the 4th house on the astrological wheel. That is the house of your home and family, or your roots and foundations. Aries is the ruler of your 4th house. And Venus retrograded in Aries. For some of you Capricorns out there, you may be receiving messages from a loved one under the sign of Taurus or Libra, or just loved ones from the past. But I want to say, if these are people who have passed on, it's Taurus and Libras that are reaching out, those that have that strong energy there. Uranus is also in the 4th house, and Uranus is the planet of shocks and surprises, liberation, and rebellion. It's a planet that represents change and individuality and the individual. Could have been a lot of shocks and surprises in that area of home and family here recently. Uranus will be there for a little while longer, y'all. But the Mother Mary Celestite card indicates that you do not need to listen to the doubts or negativity in yourself or others. It is a safe time to trust. Believe that Mother Mary is watching over you and will help to guide you safely into the new life that is awaiting you. Now is the time that you need to trust most. And it needs to be unconditional trust. This card also represents an oracle of confirmation that the divine is looking out for you and that it is safer it is safer for you to trust in the wisdom of Creator, Source, Light, the universe, than your own very limited perspective. You do not need to be afraid. Trust that everything is working out for your soul's highest good. Easier said than done, I know, Capricorn. But I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. I'm going to be around for the full moon videos, but I've got to get these videos done first. I thank you so much for being here with me. I do hope that you're well. Please take care of yourself. Please be kind to yourself and save some of that kindness for others, because we're all going through private battles in our world that some of us may never speak about to another living soul. I'll talk to y'all soon, Capricorn. Again, take care of yourself. I love y'all. Namaste and bye.